It was a crisp Saturday afternoon in late summer, the kind where the sun hangs heavy in the sky over the quiet suburbs of Hartford, Connecticut. I pulled my old Toyota into the driveway of Dad's place, the familiar crunch of gravel under the tires doing nothing to ease the knot in my stomach. 8 months since he'd passed, and I still couldn't step foot inside without feeling like the air had been sucked out of the rooms. John Reynolds had been my rock construction worker by trade, single dad by necessity after Mom bailed when I was just 9. He'd built this modest ranch-style house with his own calloused hands, every nail a testament to the life he'd pieced together for us after her betrayal. I'd drive out from my apartment in the city every weekend, mow the lawn, dust the shelves lined with his old tool catalogs, and pretend I was keeping it alive for him. But that day, something was off. A shiny black SUV sat parked where Dad's pickup used to rust in peace. My heart skipped. Burglars? Squatters? I gripped my keys like a weapon, ready to bolt or fight. Pushing the front door open, it was unlocked, which Dad would have hated. Always lecturing about wasting energy, I called out, my voice echoing off the faded wallpaper. Hello? Who's there? Footsteps creaked from the living room. And then she appeared. Karen. My mother. Older now. Lines etched deep around her eyes. But that same calculating gaze I'd last seen through tears as a kid, begging her not to go. She wore a simple blouse and jeans, like she'd dressed to blend in. But nothing could hide the stranger she'd become. Anna, she said softly, as if testing the word after all these years. My throat tightened like a vice. 26 years of radio silence. Through Dad's long shifts to pay for my braces, my high school prom, my marketing degree at UConn. He'd been Mom and Dad rolled into one, cheering at my graduations, holding my hand through his heart disease battles. And now here she was, in his space, like she belonged. Get out, I managed, my voice steadier than the rage boiling inside. She stepped back, revealing a girl behind her, maybe 18. With Dad's strong jawline and those hazel eyes that mirrored mine. The resemblance hit like a gut punch. This is Mia, Karen said, her tone almost pleading. Your sister. Sister. The word landed like a betrayal all over again. Dad had never breathed a hint of another child. We'd been a team of 2. Him joking on Father's Day that he deserved double the cards. But there it was, staring back at me in Mia's uncertain expression. John was her father too, Karen whispered. She deserves to see his home. Home? I laughed, bitter and sharp, the sound echoing in my chest. The home you walked away from? The life you ditched? Mia shifted uncomfortably, her eyes flicking to the family photos on the mantel, Dad and me at my first job fair, grinning like we'd conquered the world. How did she even know about Dad's death? I kept tabs, Karen admitted, avoiding my glare. Tabs. But not a single call during his surgeries. Not a card when he went into remission only to relapse. You show up now. For what? The house? His savings. Mia stood taller, her voice cracking. Mom said I should see it. Since it's part mine. The audacity ignited something primal in me. Part yours? Dad left everything to me. It's in the will, legal. Ironclad. Karen's eyes hardened. Wills can be contested, especially if he was sick. Not thinking straight. Mia's his blood. She has rights. Rights. The word twisted like a knife. They divorced in 2001. Dad heartbroken but resolute. Mia born in 2006, do the math. You cheated on him, I spat. Karen flinched. We were separated. It's complicated. Complicated? Leaving a 9-year-old to wonder why she wasn't enough, that was complicated. This was just greed wrapped in family drama. Mia picked up a framed photo, Dad in his flannel, teaching me to change a tire. I would have known him if I'd had the chance. Her voice wavered. And, for a split second, The anger cracked. She looked lost. Fed lies about a father who'd rejected her. But Dad would have moved mountains for another kid. He didn't know, I said, turning on Karen. You kept her hidden. Why? To avoid child support. Karen smoothed her hair. A nervous habit from my childhood. I tried to tell him once. He said he was done with us. Lies. All of it. I pulled out my phone. Leave now. Or I call the cops. They did. But not before Karen's parting shot. This isn't over. Mia deserves her share. The door slammed, leaving me in the silence of Dad's empty house, the air thick with unresolved betrayal. That night, alone in my city apartment, I stared at the ceiling, the wound from her abandonment reopening like it had never healed. 3 days later, buried in client pitches at my job as a senior marketing exec at Vanguard Communications, my assistant buzzed. Anna, movers are at your dad's place. Something about a pickup. My blood ran cold. I raced the 45 minutes to the suburbs, arriving to find a truck backed into the driveway, boxes spilling onto the lawn. Karen directed the crew like she owned the place, Mia hovering nearby with a guilty look. What the hell? I demanded, slamming my car door. Karen thrust papers at me, an emergency court order for possession, signed by some judge after hours. Mia's his daughter. We have rights while the will's contested. Contested? The estate was probated months ago. This was theft. Plain and simple. A cop car pulled up, Officer Ramirez, a local I'd known from community events. Civil matter, he said apologetically after reviewing the docs. Court order stands until challenged. Helpless. I watched them haul out Dad's recliner where we'd watched endless football games. His vinyl records. Tools he'd passed down to me. Mia carried a box of photos, hesitating when I blocked her. Those are mine. She bit her lip. I just want to see him. Because of your mom's secrets. I wanted to scream. My lawyer, Sarah, arrived in sweats, scanning the order. Irregular as hell, filed late. Judge might be connected. Let them take it, we'll document and counter. She was right. They cherry-picked valuables, ignoring the sentimental stuff. This wasn't about legacy, it was a cash grab. As they drove off, I changed the locks, vowing to fight fire with facts. But Karen wasn't done. That evening, her Facebook post lit up my notifications. Greedy daughter locks out grieving family after father's death. A photo of her looking mournful. Mia sad-eyed beside her. Comments flooded in, strangers branding me heartless. A gold digger in reverse. By morning, a GoFundMe, help Mia claim her father's legacy. Goal, $40,000 for legal fees. The story painted me as the villain who'd manipulated a dying dad, while Mia suffered without his love. My boss called. Anna, clients are seeing this. Take a few days, image matters in marketing. Rage simmered as whispers followed me at work. Projects reassigned. Karen's posts escalated, faked texts from me, cropped docs, hashtags like sibling betrayal. A local blog ran it. Marketing exec denies sister's share. Comments tore me apart. Her dad would roll in his grave. That broke me. Dad, who scrimped for my education, who'd be ashamed of this circus. Sarah urged a response. Facts over fury. I gathered evidence, divorce papers where Karen waived all claims. Dad's competency reports. Zero child support history. But posting felt like descending to her level. Then she tagged my company. Does Vanguard want an exec who values profit over family? That crossed the line. Dad's pride in my career. Clipped articles in his drawer, it fueled me. I drafted a Medium post. The truth behind the lies. Divorce decree. Custody agreement. Dad's journal entry from 2009. Karen calls about a kid she says is mine. After abandoning Anna? No way. You don't parent via ambush. Screenshots debunking her claims. I ended. Blood doesn't entitle you to steal memories. Let the courts decide. It went viral, shares hit thousands. Lawyers commenting on her fraud. A reporter dug up the judge's family tie to Karen. Her GoFundMe vanished amid refunds. Mia posted, "Mom lied. Dad never knew me. Withdrawing my claim. Sorry. Anna." Karen's facade cracked, job lost at her admin gig. Lawyer investigated. Turns out. Her boyfriend. Mia met me at a diner. Folder in hand. Fake letters from dad rejecting me, mom forged them. And payments from her ex. Mark Thompson. Starting before my birth. Thompson? Her affair partner. Married now. Paternity doubts exploded. Media frenzy. Mother's web of deceit exposed. IRS probed unreported income. Embezzlement charges from her job followed. Arrested in handcuffs. Her unhinged video blaming everyone sealed her fate. DNA confirmed, Thompson's kid. Not dad's. Mia cut ties. Starting fresh at college. Court was anticlimactic. Judge Ellis ruled restitution. Restraining order. Criminal referral. Karen screamed denials. But facts buried her. She got 3 years for fraud. I got dad's things back. Reputation restored. Mia and I met at his grave, daisies from her. Stories from me. Not sisters by blood, but survivors of the same storm. The house felt like home again. Roses blooming defiant. Karen had paid the price of her choices, isolated. Exposed. Me? I healed by staying true to dad's lesson. Show up. Even when it hurts. Revenge wasn't sweet. It was necessary. A quiet punch that echoed louder than her lies ever could.